Hello everyone, welcome back to the 20 Dolph channel, and this is my 1992 Lexus LS400. And what I'm going to be doing in this video is doing a complete overview of this car, so driving it, what's under the bonnet, everything else about this car you're going to see in this video. Now I'm going to start off by apologising for the wind. It's nice and windy. God forbid I try to review a car and it's like, oh, actually, no, I want to be really windy today. If it's not 1,000,000 degrees, it's either windy or raining. I can't win. I genuinely cannot win. Are these really worth the hype? Are these as good as everyone makes them out to be? And should they even have the reputation that they have? Because this is an iconic car. The LS400 is a truly, truly iconic piece of machinery. And we'll start off, of course, at the front end here. It's just got this really aggressive, mean Lexus look to it. I don't know how to describe. It's just like, it's got presence. You see this thing coming and it's got presence. It's like literally, obviously, bit of backstory here. The LS400, if you don't know, which you probably already do, is like the daddy Lexus. Like, this is the Lexus. It quite literally is the Lexus. I mean, they only put a Lexus badge on it. They didn't even designate a model name on the actual car, just because this was meant to be the flagship to launch the Lexus brand. And my God, they did it. They did it fucking beautifully. Beautifully. Obviously meant to rival the likes of the Audi A8, the S-Classes, the BMW 7 Series, and I feel like this is better than all of them, but we'll go into it shortly. Obviously, at the front, you have these glass headlights. So even after all this time, look at that, that is a high quality item. They haven't yellowed. They're still crystal clear, just how they should be. It's the small details like that I love. Obviously, you got these washer jets introduced on the 92. As I think these were originally launched in 89, pretty sure. Obviously, being a 92, it does have slight revisions. They did make continual revisions to the LS400 with every year of release, so that is good. On my car, it's got a blacked out Lexus badge. Not too sure how I feel about that, but it's okay. We've still got the chrome trim that wraps the length of the car, which is good. Previous owner of this car has cleared out the indicator markers, which is actually really cool. Usually these are orange, but cleared out, it kind of, I don't know, it just suits the front end a lot more, which is nice. Obviously, moving down, we do have our front valence here. A lot of these do come off, but this one obviously is still intact, which is very, very good to see. Overall, the front end, it's just mean, it's aggressive, it's wide as well, like it's got presence, and I love that about it. Moving on to the bonnet, of course, you've got this grille here, which we touched on, but you do have these crease lines that kind of make their way to the windshield, which is very nice. It's overall a very, very smooth and sleek front end of the car here. Now we can move around to the side of the beautiful LS400 here. This wind, I'm so sorry for the audio, but you can still hear me, so it's fine. On the side of the LS400, you have this chrome strip that makes its way around. You've got this very subtle crease at the top there, makes its way around to the rear. Very, very cool. But it's overall just very curvy and very classy. Like this, the side of this thing, the side profile, especially on these wheels, we'll touch on it in a minute, it just looks so gangster. And obviously, it's a Lexus. It would be criminal not to have the sunroof on tilt 24/7. But it's just such an elegant looking side to the car. And of course, we've got LED retrofitted, I suppose, side marker indicators there too. The door handles. Stupid idiot. Premium, very premium. I don't know what's happened here, but someone's keyed the car. No idea. I couldn't tell you. Man, I just love, like, look at this thing. It's so gangster. Like, this thing's got proper presence. Moving around to the wheels, now we have some 19-inch 5-spoke monoblock 2-piece wheels. And they look so good. They remind me of like the old 90s Mercs with the monoblock wheels. And it just suits the car so well. Like, slam this thing to the ground, make it right? You're gonna be riding like that, bro. This thing would look gangster. Like, obviously, it's a practical ride height at the moment, but man, slamming these things on these wheels too in black, bruh, it looks so gangster. It looks so gangster. Oh well, maybe. I still haven't decided if I want to keep this car, but I'm low-key tempted, I can't lie. Around to the rear of my LS400 here, you have the very distinct Lexus taillights, like the first gen taillights. They look a lot like the ES300 taillights, like the XV20 taillights, of course, they're on the LS400. It looks good. As I was mentioning, so you got the Lexus badge there, but no LS400 badge there. A lot of people think, oh, you've debadged it. No, they genuinely, like, it was just the Lexus. This was the Lexus when they launched this, so there you go. The more you know, the more you know. Just a very, very clean boot deck here. Nothing really special going on. You do have a little doing of an antenna there, but yeah. The paint's obviously seen better days. I mean, it's pretty faded. It's a black car. It's Lexus paint, and we live in Australia. It's also an over 30-year-old car, so it's an expectation at this point. Looking down, you still do retain a little chrome strip. Very nice. But, of course, this has an aftermarket exhaust. And, I mean, these tips are massive, but it's very nicely integrated. I actually really like the layout of this exhaust. I have no idea what's actually been done. I don't know what this exhaust system is. Regardless, we're going to start it up and hear how it sounds. You can't really make a V8 sound bad. Obviously, this, in my opinion, doesn't sound as good as my 1UZ Sora, but I mean, I spent a small fortune on the exhaust for that car. This car, I think it's a fairly standard, just like chop off the like middle mufflers and then leave it at that. At least it sounds like that anyway. Regardless, we'll go take a look at what's powering this thing and making that beautiful noise. So under the bonnet of the LS400, oh, there's a bug on me, yuck. So we've got hydraulic hood struts. We are not fucking with a base spec vehicle here. And underneath this bonnet lies the glorious and notorious 4-litre V8 naturally aspirated 1UZ FE. And this engine is an absolute gem. I mean, you can literally run this thing to over 1 million kilometers. These things are indestructible. Toyota, I've said this before in my Sora review, Toyota spent over $1 billion investing, engineering, and perfecting this V8 engine for it to literally run forever. And it's so smooth. This car, you wouldn't believe it, has 360,000 Ks. My friend, he has one with 454,000. And look at just how smooth this engine still is. If I go ahead and start it up, look at that. No movement. No movement. And Lexus made such a big point out of this. I remember all the commercials, like stacking the wine glasses on it, the coins, everything, right? Just to demonstrate how smooth this engine is. And it really is. And it stood the test of time. I mean, this is a 34-year-old car. 34 years old, and it still runs like it's brand new. Yeah, truly, this engine is an absolute engineering marvel. Of course, you have issues with it. I mean, for starters, this one's not too common to my knowledge, but this is the mass airflow sensor, and it's not designed like some regular mass airflow sensor. It's got some weird like thing in it, and they can't be rebuilt or anything, and finding a replacement will cost you a small house deposit, which is, it's not ideal. Rocket covers, they leak. They just have other Lexus-y little issues, but overall they're very, very bulletproof motors. Very, very bulletproof. This particular car's had an EGR delete too, because over time, obviously it clogs up, so that's that. But seriously, for the car's age, I can't get over just how robust these things are. But anyway, we'll go check out the interior and get out of this wind. So, of course, stepping into the interior of the LS400, much better. We're greeted with this very ugly steering wheel. I've never been a fan of the standard LS400 steering wheels. They're too big, for starters. They kind of feels like you're piloting a small boat, which technically you kind of are. But also the hand position, it's so old person. I don't know. I mean, obviously, this is a grandfather spec car. Like, this is not meant to appeal to someone of my demographic, but they could have done better with this steering wheel. Even the ES300 steering wheels are better, which makes no sense because it's a Camry. This is the flagship Lexus, and it's got a steering wheel like this. You got your cruise control thing here. Like the Sora though, it's very easily interchangeable with other like Lexus steering wheels. So you could throw an IS200 steering wheel on here, and there's actually a harness to make the airbag and the cruise control work too, which I had on my Sora, and it works well. And the IS200 steering wheel would be a lot better than this, whatever this is, doing. Now you may be wondering, what is this on the dash? Well, you see the LS400s, they have a very cool like 3D instrument cluster. It's so ahead of its time. But what tends to happen on them is that the needles like fall off and everything starts to break on them over time. And finding a replacement is near impossible. Like, seriously, you can't find replacement instrument clusters. So what the previous owner of this car has done is installed like this digital replacement, which is fine. You got your rev counter there, you got your speedo and everything there, so fuel reading, temperatures, everything, right? It's all integrated very, very nicely. So that's good, but just something to bear in mind. If you're buying a high kilometer LS400 or really any LS400, it is something you need to consider because that will happen. Of course, the switchgear, it feels so nice. I actually think this switchgear is from a Celsior because it's got the Japanese writing there. So I think the switchgear has been replaced with a Celsior one. Also, this car doesn't have auto headlights, but it's got the auto headlights option. So there you go. It also doesn't have fog lights, but again, fog light option. So I guarantee the clock spring is from a Celsior, but this is fine. This is quite okay. In terms of the actual seating position and comfort and everything, I mean, yeah, seating position is pretty good. And everything's lined in quality, it's very nice. Obviously, we'll start off here at the door card. Now, this one's blue. It's pretty much near impossible to find an LS400 now with the completely original interior, completely original everything. They just don't hold up that well. The engines are great, but everything in the interior and the exterior does tend to fall apart after this period of time, which is expected, to be completely honest. But even still, like, the leather in this, it's so nice. Everything feels premium. Like, obviously, there's a couple of rattles and squeaks, but the actual quality of the materials feels nice. And it's aged quite nicely. Obviously, this is, like, falling apart. These interiors, they always fall apart, but they've got a very premium kind of feel to them still, which is good. It's very good. Sound system in this car, so surprisingly good for its age. Well and truly, like, blasting some 2000s era songs in this car, it's so damn good. Like, man, it's great. It's fantastic. Moving around to the center console here, of course, you've got your square air vents there, little hazard button. How good. Down here, you have your climate control settings. It's all very button oriented, and a lot of the backlighting here breaks, and it has on this too. And the car needs a regas, so I don't have aircon, which is beautiful. This is where you would find your standard Lexus sound system, but of course this has been replaced with a Sony head unit, which is fine. It works. I professionally hate these Sony head units though, but it's fine. It's fine. I've got CarPlay. It doesn't matter. You've got a headlight washer button there too. Very cool. In here, I haven't actually opened this, but you got a cigarette lighter and a little ashtray. Very cool. Down here, you have your gear knob. Again, a very premium feeling piece. And even after all this time, it's aged so well. And I'm willing to bet this is the original shift knob and the original steering wheel. And even still, they're not like completely falling apart. Obviously, the wear is very visible, but they're not like disintegrating my hand, which is beautiful. Of course, you've got your power and normal modes here. Actually, I haven't touched on the transmission. Now, this is a interesting one that I should point out. So this comes with a 4-speed automatic transmission, the same one that they throw in the Sora, the Supra, everything like that. And over time, they do tend to have problems because no one changes the transmission fluid. Change the damn transmission fluid. Service the gearbox, I would say every 70 to 100,000 Ks. Please, just do it. It'll make it last longer. But inherently, they are kind of flawed, and over a period of a few 100,000 kilometers, they are going to have issues. It's an expectation at this point. Of course, here you have this little cup holder mechanism, which kind of like stows away, and then there's like a little cover, and then you push it out. It's cool. Massive glove box in here. I don't know what any of this stuff is. I haven't even looked, but oh, you've even got an air vent. There's an air vent to cool the glove box. That's so cool. Around to the seats. Now, these things are so comfortable. They're so comfortable. And even after all this time, like, they don't even look like 34-year-old seats. I've had cars half the age of this with seats in 3 times worse shape, but the car has done a third of the kilometers. Like, man, these seats have aged so damn nicely. Of course, they don't all age like this. A lot of them are ripped and torn and everything. So this car's clearly been cared for at some point in its life, which is good to see. But they're comfortable, and they've got suspension in the actual seat. Like, they've actually got springs in the seat, like a truck, right? So you literally bounce in the seat. It's so cool. It's a great idea in theory, and I'm sure it was brilliant when these cars are new. But on long-distance drives now, I can genuinely feel the spring, like, punching itself into my body and it's not too pleasant, to be honest. I actually find the ES300s more comfortable than the LSs, simply for that exact reason. But I'm sure when it was new, it worked a treat. Just, it wasn't designed to live this long, I don't think. To the rear, I will touch on it because it is amazingly comfortable, but it is filthy, so please ignore all the mess. But these seats are so comfortable. It's literally like a limousine back here. And, I mean, you got so much space as well. Like, this is the seat pretty much all the way back, and there's heaps of room. Obviously, there's a bit of a mess there at the moment, but there's so much room. There's so much room for activities. And you even get like little ashtrays in the doors as well there, which is bloody awesome. A couple little things down there, like aircon controls and stuff. So that's all well and good. But of course, you got your sunroof, which I touched on before. Yeah, it's a pretty damn impressive car. It really is. And like you got these little electric, look at this, it's so unnecessary. And even the headrest is electric too, powered by the driver's side like electric seats. It's so over-engineered, but I love it. I truly love it. Anyway, that's enough about me rambling. Let's go ahead and take this thing for a drive. Here we are in the LS400. And out of the wind at last, which is brilliant. Start it up. Of course, we've got a couple of little screen options here, which is nice. I don't have a monster today, however, we have a Powerade. A Powerade, which is very good. Oh, marvellous. Okay, let's get underway, shall we? Now, this car has a foot brake, which is released by this, which is interesting. Put it into drive, and off we go. Off we go in the little LS400. It is 4,000 degrees. It's literally, it stopped being so windy, and of course, straight away, it's 4 million degrees. Anyway, driving the LS400, what do we think so far? Of course, the big wheels do make the ride a little bit more uncomfortable. There is a fair bit of noise coming from everywhere. I suppose there's a lot of squeaks and rattles, but overall, it feels pretty sturdy. It feels sturdy, but it does obviously make a fair bit of ambient noise, which is fine. Chucking into the corner, there is a fair bit of body roll. The seats aren't designed to be well bolstered either. It's very much a comfort-inspired seat, so don't go expecting Nürburgring lap times to be impressive in an LS400, but this is okay. This is okay. Putting the window down, going out to a little straight. Now, I will also mention, so in the Series 1 LS400s, you got the thick rod non-VVTi 1UZFE, and that's the most reliable one. That's where you can do all the fun stuff. Anyway, let's give it a hit. It picks up. This engine produces, I think it's about 205 kilowatts and 380 newton meters of torque. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure I remember that being the figure for the Sora. This does weigh a fair bit more than the Sora, so it is noticeably slower, but it's still got some punch in it. For 346,000 Ks, this thing it's not slow. It's really not too slow. It's a bit of a yacht, but it's not the most slow vehicle I've ever driven. And the V8 sounds great, of course. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. And you get to enjoy that soundtrack while being in this beautifully comfortable car. You can have the sound system on, of course. It's just nice. It's just a very, very nice car to be in. Truly. The tint on this as well, bro. We've got 5% tint. Like, that's crazy. Oh, man. Like, this is a proper sexist Lexus, let me tell you. Oh, man. It's great. It's great. But we are coming up to our corners, and we do need to test the dynamic ability of the LS400 here. So, give it a little here. Approaching the corners. We are on some pretty awful tyres as well. I think these are Far Road tyres. No idea. Never heard of them. Alright, coming up to this corner here. It composes its its weight pretty nicely. I mean, this is on standard suspension. Once upon a time, this very car was slammed on its tits on coilovers, but not anymore, of course, which is fine. It's whatever. It's more practical, it's more usable, and it still looks great as well. This car, it has an aura, and other like NPC road users, they understand that aura. I have never been or bought a car where I'll literally fly up behind someone doing the speed limit, and then let's just say there's a Mazda driver every single day, right? Mazda driver doing 40 k's an hour, right? Do, nowhere to be, nothing to do, right? Our character, right? You come up their arse doing 60 k's an hour. I've actually never experienced this in any other car that I've bought, but people genuinely move to the side of the road and let you overtake. There's something about the way this car looks. It just looks like a gangster vehicle. Like, I don't even know. I've never been on a higher power trip in my life driving this car around. I genuinely think I'm the shit. Like, it's I don't know. This car does something to you. It changes your perspective of driving on the road, I suppose. Everyone's intimidated by it. I don't know. It's just funny. I've never experienced it with any other car, but overall, what do I think of the LS400? I love it. I've got a very, very soft spot for Lexuses, so I tend to be quite biased, especially towards like the ESs, the LSs, everything, right? The Soras, this era of Lexus, peak Lexus. But man, I love this car. It's great. I'm really, really tempted to keep it. Like, it's actually a really, really nice car, but I suppose the biggest downside for me with an LS400 is if something does break, firstly, part supply, it's very limited. I experienced this on my Sora when stuff broke, because it did. It always does. It's an old Japanese car. Stuff breaks, right? Part supply is limited, and then if you do find parts, they're so expensive. They're so expensive. It's not like an ES or something. You can still find parts for ESs over in Japan and stuff. Not for these, because these are very iconic. A lot of enthusiasts buy LS400s. They slam them to the ground. They do Among Us mods, and then when stuff breaks, it's hard to find replacement parts. So that's why you end up with bloody flowers on the dash as a digital dashboard. But it's fine. It's fine. Overall, I love these, and they're 100% worth all the hype. Like, they're just these ridiculous land yachts that are so overly engineered, but it's from an era you just don't see this in new car manufacturers now. Like, Chery will come along and release this absolute god-awful CVT piece of shit and go, oh, okay, like, brand new car, whatever. Lexus were trying to do it different. Lexus knew what they were doing, and you just don't see car brands doing what Lexus did now. But yeah, anyway, that pretty much summarizes my review of the LS400. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.